If you are brand new, this is Ark Building Evolved. Today we continue work on our Viking town, adding not one, not two, but 3 unique little houses. Sit back and enjoy today's episode. What is going on, geeks? UniteTheClans here, back in your life with another episode of Ark Building Evolved. Been a little while. Appreciate your patience on this series, guys. But come on in to our Viking town. Now, the last time I was here was a live stream, and on that live stream we ended by doing some city planning. And what we started was getting roads in, and I also started placing sort of like oops, that's not the right button. Sort of placing like templates for buildings, as you can see off to the side here. The goal was to turn this rocky sort of strip that runs between the grass on our right and the mountainous bit on our left. The idea was to turn this into a road, and the road would run down here to another gate, which we have in place over here. And let me see if I can ride my way up. And then this road branches right here. So you can go left to the main gates, or you can come around here to Snake Venom Hall, which was the great hall we created in a recent live stream. Now, this series, guys, I think it is best suited to videos, to episodic content. But we did get some cool things done on our live streams. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a good look at it here. I can't remember if I can do it from this location. Nope. Yep. Yeah, there we go. So we enhanced this sort of snake theme, continued with our green and yellow color scheme. There's Adobe behind there painted in shades of yellow and green with these flags in front, and we did this dragon head painted in shades of green. At night this looks fantastic, and if it's not obvious, that is a throne. Built using the no-clip method. We sunk gravestones into the ground, and you end up with this epic sort of looking throne room. Can I raise my head up? Is that how that works? Yes, that's how a king should look. Check that out. Okay, so we did the work on this. We have not come back to work on this building, and to be honest, guys, I feel like our time here is probably short. I have too many things on the go, and I really want to get down to having like 2 things. Right now I have 4 or 5 things on the go. Between Explorers Club and this, and playing on our Patreon servers, it's too much, and I can't get done everything I want to get done. So I'm hoping, and I never get to do this, I'm up early. Really the first thing I'm doing, except for a couple little things for my Patreon people, is recording. And I always end up trying to get a million things done before I let myself record. So today is a day for recording. And what I want to do is Viking houses. And in the following episodes, hopefully I record a bunch today, but in the following episodes, what we're going to do is go work on Viking boats. Now, we did that as well already on a live stream. Now, I mentioned this series suited towards episodes and not live streams. I've loved live streaming here, guys. But when I get to do recordings like this is when it's truly the best. And so last time we live streamed, and I do want to bring it to you in the form of a simple, straightforward recording so you can follow along. But on our last live stream, we built that. Are you seeing it out there? I hope you are. That is our boat. And we built this little dock, little Viking style dock. I hope you dig. Mix of little Adobe in here with a bunch of wood. We got rope ladders in here to make it sort of look nautical, and it has a Viking shape and feel to it, and we built that. How good is that? So that'll be probably next episode. We'll mess around with that. I just wanted to tease it and show it to you so you guys remember to tune in later this week when we do get to building a longboat. Whoops, turn that crap off. There we go. How do you... Stupid pig. There we go. So I'm going to ride back into town, guys, and we're going to get started on a Viking house. Be back with you in just a moment. Alright, and a welcome back, guys. I think we're going to start right here, close to our gates. Now, this house I have not figured out yet. It feels to me like it's going to have to be some kind of barracks, but I haven't figured out... Whoa. Little lag, haven't figured out the shape of it yet, but what I have sort of figured out the shape of this one over here, and let us get up on top of it. So we've got this crazy rocky mound. It's kind of, you're able to glitch through it, so I'm able to get foundations in places that you normally wouldn't, and if you crouch down here, you see the shape of that. So it is a 3x4 in the middle with 2 sort of extensions on the front, and actually if we get out, I'm gonna pick up some of this stuff and let you guys get a good look at the foundation. These walls were put up, and this is all vanilla building pieces, so I gotta be careful. But these walls were all put up just to give a feel, so I could see how tall I could make this building without messing up your view of Snake Venom Hall. So, a new mouse, by the way, guys, so hopefully building is going to be the most pro it's ever been. But if you come here and you crouch down, where was I able to see it? Right here. So you can see where our foundations go, and I was able to place these. So it is a 3x4 in this central shape here, with two little sets of two foundations, one on this side, one on this side. And to get started, I'm going to start just with walls. And my new mouse, by the way, guys, I went and got it's called the Razer Naga, and you guys are probably familiar with it if you are gamers or you're MMO type people. But this mouse has 12 buttons on the side of it. Now, a while ago, I was able to put 2 buttons. I was able to map slot 2 and slot 3 from my building onto my mouse, my old mouse, and it revolutionized my game. Took me up a notch. I started building at a whole new level, and I'm hoping this does it. This has 12 buttons. I ain't even got 12 slots. But I want to show you the general idea for the shape of this before we get started. And the problem with it is that I couldn't... I was hoping I could make wider buildings. I was hoping I'd have enough flat areas to make buildings that are 5 or 6 wide. Okay, so snapping to these foundations down here can be, yeah, okay. So that can be a bit of an issue, but that is it. We've basically done the heavy lifting. So if I find the right key on my keypad, we're going to be able to come in here with Adobe Thatch Roofs. So we're going to step back and take a look at this once these are in, but we're continuing kind of the same style we have used thus far across our builds. Basically taking inspiration from that. We're using, this case, wood with thatch, and we've used Adobe and thatch before. I feel like that's given us a bit of the look. Do we want to continue it like so? I think perhaps we do. And I'm going to have to add stairs as an entrance up here. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll roof in the other side. We're going to add in a couple of door frames. And I think we're going to bang out a few... Ooh, Ovis. Oh, that means there's a wild RG in camp. So when I play this game, guys, and I've talked about this elsewhere in this series, I like to think about it from a... Oh, is my mammoth getting involved? Yeah, mess that RG up, dude. But I like to think of it, I like to mix and match a lot of different things. I'm thinking about history, I'm thinking about sort of role-playing the people that live here, and it's cool to be able to build that straight into the ground. I like... Is that mammoth going to win? He is. So that's my Logic mammoth. My server here is provided by Logic servers. They give it to me for free. They're amazing for doing it. So I created a mammoth, which is their logo, a purple mammoth. I created one in their honor. And there he is, defending the place like a champ. Good job, Logic. So that is the house. Oh, I don't know if I like this yet. Whoops, I just deleted a foundation. That was dangerous. Okay, let's get these out of here. And one there. And is there a fence foundation I'm going to be able to get rid of down here? Probably not. Okay. Okay, so I just deleted a foundation that belongs there. And now we got to get a couple door frames in place. So let's go ahead and we'll slap those down here. And I'll see if I... Oh, yeah, I'm getting to know my new hotbar very well. So we'll do this. And then normally I would do ramps here. I think I'm going to bring in a couple of the Structures Plus stairs in place of the ramps. This house is going to be mostly decorative, as you can see. It's got a giant rock sticking through it, but I do want it to appear functional. So I'm going to get a couple of doors on that. I'm going to throw a couple staircases on the front, and we'll see about making any other changes to it. Alright guys, and the sun is setting on me, so I do want to try and get this thing in place and see how we're going to do with these stairs. See how they're going to look once we start converting them over. Whoops, what did I do? I think that's a look that's going to work for us. I think we're going to end up using a lot of wood in this place. That really does work. Okay, so one thing I'll probably do... I don't think I have any on me, do I? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will do pillars. Let's do one here. And one here, and one... No, you know what? I think that's all we're getting. We're going to have to live with that. Those are a little uneven, but I kind of like it. The only way... Yeah, we could try... No, don't worry about it. Let's not bother. Let's go ahead and put in a couple of reinforced doors here. I think those ones will look good. Let's try including a couple reinforced windows as well, and we'll see how we like the feel of that. So that would be here, and here. And we'll put a couple windows in here and here. And then I'm thinking maybe a fireplace makes sense for this place in terms of lighting. Did I grab one? All right, and we'll take our little fireplace. We'll clip it a little bit into the wall so it sticks out. Access the inventory. Boom, boom, boom. Let's fill it up. And light it. Okay. And we'll see how this looks, and we'll see if we want to swap out these reinforced doors. I like the reinforced windows on the back. And like I said, this is the first of just a few houses. Alright, guys. And I think what we are going to do is we need to add a little light to this place. I'm thinking this one will work, but let's see about changing the fire color a little bit. I always like to tweak it so that it's not your standard. That's olive green, and that actually looks pretty good. Why are you turning off? What time of day do you think it is? And yeah, let's go back. Let's go yellow this time. Alright, a little yellow, little olive. That adds some of this greenish yellow feel I want this village to have as we move through here. I think I can live with those doors, even with the little gaps. I don't think that's perfect, but I think it'll work. We got a little fireplace in here. How's she look from the other side? Yeah, I like that. That's going to be great. As you walk up here, you are going to be walking up with that building on your left. Love the way that sticks through. Okay, so let's call that chunk 1 the video, guys. I'm going to wait for daylight. I'm going to continue improving, and speaking of, completing this building. And our torches should all be kicking on down here now, so we'll start to get a feel for them. Okay, perfect. I'm going to get rid of this one then. And those are the S Plus torches. That's one of the few modded things I'm using on here. They let us burn unique colors, and they burn without fuel, so I love it. Alright guys, give me a minute. I will be back. Maybe we'll take on this little building next. Alright guys, it is not perfect. What I have now is a 7x4 with a little strip of 4 off-centered on the front. And I'm hoping this is going to result in a cool looking building. To get the 7x4, I had to use some ceilings right here. So instead of starting my build down here, which will throw off the height of my ceilings, I'm going to start it down here. And I'm learning to use this new mouse, hopefully with skill. And we'll go ahead and put that in here. So we're going to do the same A-frame design we did on the other side, which would be here, here, and here, right? And then what we're going to be able to do, I think, is, if I got it right, if I'm learning this new mouse, we're going to be able to come across like this and bring that all the way to the other side. What I want to do in addition is something that would resemble, we'll do this, we will do this right here, and then we'll go back to what we were doing, putting the A-frame on. Now, this is kind of what I had in mind for the first version. Where's my other A-frame at? There we go. My other slope. Put one there. And is this going to allow me to get inside? It is. Okay. So now we're going to be able to have two sort of dueling sloped roofs coming at each other. And I think they're going to intersect nicely. So let's go ahead and take this one. It doesn't have to come all the way across. It's going to have to come to here. And this one is going to have to go there. Now, if you don't have clipping enabled on your server, you're probably going to run into trouble right at that point. But right now, we're coming back like this. That's coming across like this. And this is a really simple A-frame Viking house. But it's a design that I've had in mind for a little while. Now, if you could do 6 wide instead of 4 wide across... Ooh, you know what I'm going to have to do? Just to make sure we carry it across. Let's go ahead and do this. And did I bring enough of these? Let's get some more. Alright, we continue. So, let's bring this all the way across, and then we're going to have to go add in a wall on the end here. I've been holding off doing it because the ceilings here will give you a different height. For example, if we built here and here... Is that right? Generally, these ceilings will have different snap points. Am I a crazy person? Okay, no. Okay, so that is not going to be an issue then. Alright, so let's continue with our sloped roofs. And we'll bring them all the way across. Boom. Boom. And now we need to add in what we have on this end. So I'm going to go do, window frames. Here and here. We will do the slopes. Here, actually... So let's go ahead and take these out first, because those are going to cause a little snap point issue with these then. They're going to try and snap upside down to the roofs. Okay, so let's go here and here. Yeah, if you could get a 6 wide going, you would have a very cool design. You would have sort of this central A-frame going into a taller A-frame. So it would continue up one higher here, and then it would slope down so it's 6 wide instead of 4 for this horizontal section. But I really do like the way that this looks even when they are the same height. It gives you a little T-shaped building, really simple, really straightforward, and I think that is what it's going to look like. Let's go ahead and back off. So I did a little off-center deal here, and I think I like it, but if we don't, we can go ahead and ditch. You know what? I don't think I like it. I think I want some symmetry. So let's go ahead and we're going to wreck this. I think it's going to make some things. How you not collapse? I guess you're attached to the wall above you. Yeah, I forgot. That didn't used to be a thing that you could get supported from a sloped wall, but I guess it does now. So let's do the same thing. We'll stash a couple window frames right here. A couple of these, and you got to make sure what you're snapping to. I'd be looking at the window frame that you want it to snap to. And we'll do one there. And whoops, come on, one there. Okay, perfect. So I think that's a better shape. Let's back up. I like the symmetry of that. I certainly do. I like it better. Now, I don't like how we're sticking up over the ground here, but I really don't have a good way to avoid that or to solve that yet. Come on in. You see, it's kind of a weird shape on the inside. I'm going to slap some reinforced windows and doors in here, guys, and maybe another fireplace, and we'll move on to a third house design. Okay, so there it is, guys. I think I've just figured out something a little bit genius, and you're going to need to have that no clipping setting enabled as well. But one of the biggest pet peeves I've had with this game, since it came out, and we shared it in part 1, is this stupid little gap that you get here. I'm going to show you a way to fix it if you have that no clip method. Now, it's going to do something a little different on the inside of your house that you may or may not like. But go ahead and open this door. We're going to go ahead and put a ceiling here and a ceiling here, and then our door frame. This one. I can now snap here. It's snapping to this ceiling. So let's go ahead and do the same thing right here. You can see that's how it would be snapping to the foundation I'm looking at. If I look at that ceiling out there, I get that. And then, you know, we can probably accomplish what we were hoping to by doubling these up as well. Like so. Okay, now that doesn't look so weird on the inside. Now what we've done is double layer wood walls. And check it out. That gap is gone. That gap is solved. And we actually get a unique little, here, break this, and break this, and we actually get a unique little pattern on the front because of it. See how the double side of this wood is sticking out and creating that shape on the front? I kind of like it. Let's make sure we go recreate that over here where we got our doors. We're going to double layer the whole thing, which means I think I need to go back and go 1, 2, and hop up on that, here, and here. So if you come in right now, you're going to see the only thing that's double layered is that, which isn't going to work for us. We're going to also want to double layer a window frame, like so. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and double layer this, and then we will put this and this in here. Now, if we like that, if we really like the way that looks, and I think I do, then I'm going to go do it on each of these two ends as well. So let me slap them really quickly. I'm going to get these all double layered as well. Alright, so the key to being able to do this, if you're trying to do it in your world, guys, other than having that no clip, which is a server setting, the key is having these, something on the outside to snap to. They can be ceilings, they can be foundations, but you're going to need something out here to give you that snap point. So let's go ahead and set ourselves up to do that. And come on in. Alright, guys, so 1 and 2 with our window frames, and I'm going to go do the same thing down here, 1 and 2, and this we placed incorrectly earlier. And I've now smartened up. Having these on number 2 and number 3 makes it so much easier for the mouse. I can certainly find my way. I'm loving having this ability, having all of my crafting slots. That might have gone in strange, but I love having all my crafting slots here on my mouse. I'm digging it. And we're done. Okay, guys, let's take a look at this place. I think I'm pretty happy with it. A boom. Alright guys, I think that pretty much does it. We're going to go ahead and remove these little bits here that we put in place to give us those extra snap points. And we're going to come back around to the front, out of the way, hog. Out of the way. I'm going to hop inside here. And I like this layout. I think what we're going to do to complete it is one of these, another fireplace, and we're going to try and do it pretty close to dead center. Like so. And let's go ahead and get this filled up, primed up, and burning. Alright, done. So this is the new house. On the inside, I love that double layer thing that we just did. I'm going to add a couple. I can probably add a couple little ramps, those S+ ramps to the front. Maybe just one. Maybe one for a staircase. And let's switch to stairs. Yeah, I think that's all we need. That works out pretty good. And then if you come along over to this side, that's how she looks. So I like it, guys. It would have been nice to make this big section 6 wide instead of 4, and this peak would be 1 taller. But I like it. That's 2 Viking houses down. When I come back in the third, we're going to take a look at another design. And I'll probably have to do something a little different. I'll probably have to step away from this A-frame thing that we've been doing lately and find something new that works. Give me a minute. I'll be back in your life. Rain. I thought I was going to have a beautiful morning. Just taking one last look at that ship. I think we'll do that in episode 28. Episode 29, I'll cook something up, and then by episode 30, maybe we're moving on to something different. We will see, guys. But we've been working here at this Viking area since episode 24, but a bunch of live streams in the process. I think even more live streams than we ever did at the harbor town. So follow me up here. We have got 2 houses done. That is the first, a little A-frame with a T-shaped foundation, and then we got a similar little A-frame house right here. And we have done a cool sort of double-layered inside-out walls thing. I had perfect weather for you guys, perfect sunrise view. Now we are here, guys, and this building was 5 wide. I have just sacrificed my ability to pass between this building and the wall in order to make it 6 wide. So you can see I've come through here, able to clip these in so that I can place, for example, I can place a wall right there. So we have a 6x3 foundation. And because this rock being so glitchy, I was able to go and crawl to the middle, and I was able to place foundations all along here. I can't go any further back. It won't let me do any more. So I'm stuck with this shape, but I'm going to make the most of it. And I think for this build, unlike the other 2 we've done, I'm going to do some of it off camera. I'm going to try and get a little shape going that I like, and I'll bring you guys back in the style we've done in this series in the past. Just stepping away, doing a little building, and bringing you back to show you my progress. So I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have run into an issue. I can't seem to run these walls down. Even though it let me place foundations down there, it is not giving me the ability to do it with walls. So what I'm going to do, I think, is add in a sort of a false story here, something we can use to build down from. And most of the houses over here are going to be, they're going to be fairly simple and mostly facades. The goal is to have it look fantastic from the outside if I can make that happen, and I'm much less worried about the inside. So with this in place, we should be able to complete what we were doing with walls by building downwards. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to build all the way down, for example. Yeah, see, it's not wanting to let me place down here because I am currently inside the rock, but I can place there, and you know what? We may have to deal with that. So, all right. I mean, I think we got something cooking now. So I am stuck. I cannot get deep enough, it seems, deep enough inside this rock to be able to place the walls down here. It's really unnecessary if what we're going for is looks. So I think I have the space. Am I crouching still? What is happening? There we go. I think I have the space. I think I have everything I need. I've framed in the interior space. What I have in mind is being able to expand the front of the build. So I have it come out this way. And we're going to add a whole bunch of peaks on this going in opposite directions. So we're going to capture some of what makes... Dang, you can't see it at all. And that was the idea, is make this building big. But capture some of what makes that building look fantastic. Arches going one way, arches going the other. I'm going to try and incorporate some of that right here, and I'll bring you guys back when I start having shapes come together. So this is beginning to take some shape, and I love that we now have a 6-wide building here. It really makes it work, and it's nice that I can start building something that will rival this great hall in size and shape. All right, so I want to see how this is going to look. I mentioned wanting to have arches pointing in different directions. That is one of the things that really makes, and we're going to come in, at some point we'll come in and add the details of pillars and the catwalks that really make that place work. And I think we're going to incorporate those corners, those crisscrossed slope roof corners that we used to get that look going in the first place. I did have a thought about Viking style roofs, and it's something that is very hard to accomplish. If, for example, you know what we were doing earlier, guys, where, okay, let's say we put one out here, right? That's going to give us an additional snap point. And then if I was able to snap down from that, like that, okay, and I mean, we can recreate that here. As I learn this mouse, I'm having so much more fun. So that will go there, and that will go there. Okay, so that gives us 2 new snap points on top of those walls. Now, one of the things that is iconic about Viking architecture is the little ornamentation, the little details that, like the sort of spiky bits on the corners of roofs. So if we come over here, we could break that, and I can hop back over and hopefully jump up and break that. Yep, okay. And then we'll get back in here. I'll try number 4, our ceilings, and then we'll try putting our slopes back in. Now, this is just a little test design. So there have been a couple different ways we have, and I guess I'm going to have to bring, there's a way to do it. Like so. So the way that we have been trying to take this Viking roof design and the stereotypical one and add flair is that either the crisscross corners or with catwalks extending out. I want to back up beyond our main walls and see how, whoops, this little design works. Now what I've done there is double layer the walls, and I hadn't clued into this until we did it intentionally on those first little houses. That doesn't give you what you need, I don't think. So Viking houses have all this, yeah, they have all these little like sort of details and points and raised elevated corners. That doesn't accomplish the look I was hoping it would. So I think I'm going to do away with that. But what I want to do to give that tower some detail is to actually do more of what we just did there. So now that we've created those snap points, we can go ahead and do this. And we're getting this sort of double layered wood look on the outside I pointed out earlier. And I think if we add a little bit of paint just to the interior supports, does that help it? I don't think so. You guys let me know if that makes it feel Viking. It's not feeling Viking to me as it stands now. I think that's just weird. And I think we'd be better off with catwalks and pillars to capture the look we're going for. But I do like this double layering technique is something we're going to be able to use to add some real detail in. So the only way it's possible, once again, is I'd have to be up at this height, building ceilings on the outside. So I have a little off-camera work to do for you guys, but the rough idea I have going, if we can make it work, is either this, either another peak right there that is built up. I guess it would be like this, and then like this. So either do that, or get rid of those 2 that I just built, like so, and we slope down like this. Ooh, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Either that or slope up like that. And that might be the look. That might be the look, to be honest. I kind of like the way that that's going to turn out for us. So, interesting. Okay, well, let's give that a try then. I feel like I don't need to cut away from you guys. I feel like this is a very much work in progress. We'll get this thing coming together very quickly. Okay, so something like that will be cool. And then if we can additionally, guys, incorporate a few of these corners that we were hoping to get going, I think it would be this one. Like so. Then we can keep playing around with this roof design, which I love. So we go across like this, and then we have one crisscrossing it, which I never do, but for the Viking roofs, that kind of works. It gives a better illusion of a Viking roof corner than what I did up there. So that would mean we'd have to walk across the back like here, and then that means I got to do something with this. I got to fill this space here, probably with a wall and one of these. So something like that will be our look on the back. And you know what? I'm going to finish this up, guys. I will be right back with you. I'm starting to get it figured out. All right, guys. So the last thing I'm doing, I really like the general appearance of this building. I think it needs a few tweaks and a few details here and there, but I generally like what we've accomplished here. I have a lot of ornamentation and a lot of detailing to add in. So the one thing I'm doing here is giving myself what I need to do these double layered sections. And before we finish, I want to try applying a little paint to that. We have the double layering on both these houses. It's wood on wood. I want to try a little paint and see if it makes this building stand out. But before I do that, I basically have to get rid of this, and then I'm going to be continuing to build down from what we've got up there. Alright guys, so this is coming together. I am adding in, for the first time, a touch of paint in today's episode. And the goal is to make this central tower stand out a little. And I think we might be succeeding. So, I'm thinking this turned out good. We'll find out in a sec. Let's see how this all looks once I back up. Give me that. Give me that. And one thing... So, in every other build we have had, and let me remember which button it is. Yes, it is. Look at that memory. So every other episode we have been using, not every other episode, every other build, we have been using pillars like this to create corners. If I do that on that central area, what it's going to do is mess up, it's going to hide those little detail bits that I added in. So you can see those. That's actually a really neat way to do things when you double layer the walls like that to get this texture. It's a solid dark wood wall with a little hint of detail, and I like it. I'm not sure if that's the color we're going to end up using, and I feel like we need to incorporate windows in that somehow. We need to add more windows and more doors, but this is a long heck of an episode here, guys, and I don't want to keep you here all day. Like I said, this is a recording day for me. I'm hoping I can bang out 2 or 3 Building Evolved recordings and finish up this Viking town today. Make it come to life and make it feel good. Now, do we want to do that in addition? Do we want to have that painted? I think maybe we do. Anyway, I think, guys, I'm going to leave this building semi-unfinished. I think this series is in a constant state of construction, a constant state of improving and trying new ideas, and I think we might have found something here. Just this mixed matching of paint, these inside-out doubled-up walls, and a little hint of color on this building. It does have a Viking feel. I'm not entirely in love yet, but I think it's going to look good from the outside as well as the in. Let's back up and take a look, and we'll find out for sure. Yeah, that looks good. And there's gonna be another building directly in line with that tree that sort of makes it look like, from the outside right now there is a big space between those two buildings, and it makes it look less than populated. See the pillars on the corners and in the middle of that? That would hide a lot of the work we just did with the paint. The pillars would cover up exactly where the paint is. But the pillars are the only way I managed to get the catwalks in place. I guess I should try that before we call this an episode and see how those look. I'll be right back. Like so. Alright, and I think that probably gives us a bunch of what we want. Now, I'm resisting the urge, guys, to build up with pillars right here, because this is what I was talking about. I feel like the pillars would be covering up all that trim that we just painted, and that would be the only way to get a pillar running up to the center, to the top of that, is to do it that way. So let's... And I'm going to go ahead and take you out. So I think it's about to rain once again. I'll just go ahead and put a pillar right there and right there. And then because I've done that, I can add the trim on the front without messing anything up. So that can go there. And then we should be able to, is that right? Build one off like that and take you out now? Yes, I can. Okay. All right. And successfully adding in some trim to this place. Anything with a crosshair makes life easier for destroying stuff. That looks good. I feel pretty good about today's builds. We accomplished that. We built that big old house we built this adorable little cottage, and we built this little A-frame Viking house. Guys, I'm pretty happy. I think if it's not an insanely long one already, we're going to call it right here. Thank you for watching. This has been Ark Building Evolved. We continue this Viking town. Next episode, if all goes well, we're going to be working on a Viking longship, the second boat in our design. And to end today's episode, why don't we do a little wander job down, get you hyped, get you excited. And there is an Alpha Rex around here somewhere as well. I see terrible things Utyrannus out to sea. One or two of these Utyrannus are mine, guarding the place, but I think those are wild ones. It's a wild place down here. The whole dang place is wild. But if we're listening to outro music and we're taking a look at this fantastic boat, I want to end with a tease, a hype for our upcoming video. Check this out. So that is the design. You can see we did dragon figureheads on the front, on the top, and that truly adds some Viking design, along with, you're not coming for me, are you? Along with these shields. So on the outside we have these colored green and yellow shields and an amazing, I can't do it, zoom out far enough, an amazing green and yellow sail as well. Man, there's no good way to zoom in on that, but that's the ship. So next episode we will do a design just like this one and hopefully bring it in a vanilla 88 building pieces. But that's it, guys. Ark Building Evolved, episode 27, I think, and I will see you in the next one.